Knowing that you were not a Trump guy when this process started, you were all in for Nikki Haley. What are you expecting to see from him if he does indeed win in November?
Well, I think you can see the track record that he had before, maybe times two. Certainly with energy, he's a strong proponent of energy in America. He is a strong proponent of national security, energy independence, all those things that go along with it, and particularly the help with our economy. So that was the trademark of Trump in his first term. I think you'll see that again. So I'm very excited that President Trump is going to be your next president.
You reportedly helped to orchestrate a somewhat famous meeting now between Donald Trump and oil executives in which he asked for $1 billion to essentially do what they wanted when it came to red tape. And I wonder what you think of that. Why would they need $1 billion? Is Donald Trump not already in sync with the oil industry? Wouldn't they do this anyway under a Trump 2.0?
No, he just made a comment that, the industry, he had done a lot for the industry, that his policies would mean a lot to the industry. Everybody was certainly aware of that. So anyway, it's...
was he tongue-in-cheek or was he being serious?
What was that?
Was it tongue-in-cheek or was he being serious?
Oh, it's certainly tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah. A lot of people take what he says seriously and are faulted for it sometimes.
Well, people that want to be extreme critics could twist something like that, and they tried to do that, but it didn't work. Obviously, it was tongue-in-cheek. So Trump, can certainly do a lot for America, and certainly in the industry, energy industry, and that segment as well.
Well, as we know, it's not just about who the president is. It's also about who's in his cabinet. And one person floated for a job that is of interest to the industry. The energy secretary is North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, who riled up the crowd at the RNC when he spoke about this industry. This is what he had to say last night.
Who will make America energy dominant? Again, who will make America energy dominant? Well, that's pretty good, but it's after 4 p.m. in D.C., so how about one more time loud enough to wake up Joe Biden? Who will make America energy dominant?
Does that sound like a man you'd like to see be the Secretary of Energy?
I think it would be a tremendous waste of talent.
Really?
Yeah, oh, yes. Governor Burgum is so talented that, DOE, a lot of people think that, that's what runs energy. And there's a whole lot of policy and everything that runs energy besides the DOE. So I think it would be a waste of talent. Certainly he could do that job. But he could do so much more. And, Governor Burgum is a great governor. He's a great spokesman for energy, of course, but he's a great spokesman for a lot of things. So we think a whole lot of Governor Burgum.
There's a lot of talk about Kamala Harris right now. There's a thought that Joe Biden could be about to drop out of this presidential race. I don't know what you're hearing, sir, but that seems to be generating a lot of headlines over the course of this Republican National Convention. Kamala Harris called to ban fracking during the campaign, the primary campaign in which she was waging against Donald Trump. How concerned are you that that's something that would happen if she became president? Do you think it could pass Congress?
Well, first of all, let's back up to what she said.
Okay.
She said it's all about fracking. People that say that they don't even know what they're talking about with the industry. What happened that brought about this entire energy renaissance was horizontal drilling. I mean, we've been fracking wells for 70 years. So she doesn't even know what she's talking about. So just take it from there. So
You don't think it's a serious concept to begin with on her part?
It can't be. It can't be. She doesn't even know what she's talking about. So you have to back up to that point. Really what brought about this energy renaissance was horizontal drilling we started that 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. And that's what brought the whole thing about. Mm-hmm. It wasn't fracking. We've been doing that 70 years.
Well, as we hear the chants of drill, baby, drill, of course, it comes against a backdrop at which the U.S. is producing the most oil ever. So when we talk about, or we hear about in places like here in Milwaukee, unleashing American energy, is it not already effectively unleashed, especially when we know so many of these companies are all about capital discipline, returning that capital to shareholders, keeping a lid intentionally on production? Even if you deregulate, is it really going to unleash much?
Well, first of all, I don't think anybody's keeping a lid intentionally on production. I mean, that's what oil and gas companies do. We produce everything we can. Mm. And so that's but there has been, a move toward returning revenue, mm-hmm. If you will, earnings to investors. And certainly capital discipline, plays a big role in that. Instead of spending everything on CapEx, mm-hmm. some of it goes back to the investors. So that's out there. But people are producing everything they can. But that started 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. That's what brought from terminal decline to where we're at today, mm-hmm. was horizontal drilling and everything, all the technology that went with it. So it's been a long process to get to where we're at here today.